You ever get that feeling that there's some kind of hidden order to the universe? A code woven right into the fabric of reality? Well, today we're going to go on a journey to uncover a signature that shows up everywhere, from the tiniest seeds on Earth to the biggest structures in the entire cosmos.
So, what if there really is a secret language that creation speaks? A kind of universal standard that once you see it, you just can't unsee it. Let's dive in and see what we can find.
All right, so the key to this hidden language, it isn't found in words, it's found in numbers. It's a mathematical principle that has fascinated people for centuries, a proportion so perfect that it's even been called divine.
It all starts right here, with an idea from the ancient Greek mathematician Euclid. So picture a line that's split into two unequal parts. The magic happens when the ratio of the whole line to the longer part is the exact same as the ratio of the longer part to the shorter part. This perfect balance, that's the golden ratio.
And this ratio gives us this incredible number, represented by the Greek letter phi. It's an irrational number, which just means it goes on forever. But it starts with 1.618. I want you to burn this number into your brain, because we are about to see it pop up in the most unexpected places.
So, you might be wondering, how does nature even produce this perfect ratio? Well, it often starts with something surprisingly simple, the Fibonacci sequence. You just start with 0 and 1, and then each new number is just the sum of the two before it. So 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, and on it goes. It's a fundamental pattern of growth you can see all around you.
And here is where it gets really, really cool. When you put these two ideas together, something amazing happens. If you take any two neighboring numbers in that sequence and divide the bigger one by the smaller one, just look what you get. 8 divided by 5 is 1.6. Jump ahead. 21 by 13 is about 1.615. The further you go, the closer and closer that ratio gets to our magic number phi. It's like the sequence is literally unfolding into the golden ratio.
Okay, so that's the math. A little bit of number crunching, but where's the art? Where do we actually see this code out in the real world? Let's move on and see how this blueprint is basically inscribed all over nature.
Let's start with a simple pine cone. You've probably seen 1,000 of them and never thought twice. But it's actually a perfect little sculpture, built from these universal rules. If you look closely and trace the scales, you'll see they form these elegant spirals. And here's the wild part. Count the spirals twisting one way, and then count them twisting the other. You'll almost always find two back-to-back Fibonacci numbers, like 8 and 13. And their ratio? You guessed it, incredibly close to the golden ratio. This is not random. It's a design. And if you think the pine cone is cool, this pattern is illustrated even more beautifully in the sunflower. That seed head isn't just pretty, it is an absolute marvel of efficiency and mathematical order. Just like the pine cone, the seeds arrange themselves in these opposing spirals, and the counts are consecutive Fibonacci numbers. But get this, it's not just for looks. This specific arrangement is the most efficient way possible to pack the maximum number of seeds into that head. It's nature's perfect solution. Okay, so we've seen the signature in plants. Pretty incredible. But does it stop there? What happens when we zoom out? I mean, way out. Let's expand this journey from the things on Earth to the cosmos itself. The very same logarithmic spiral that unfolds according to the golden ratio, the one we just saw on the head of a sunflower, is also the shape of spiral galaxies. The same blueprint, the same signature, written on a cosmic scale. Think about that, from a tiny seed to a swirling collection of billions and billions of stars. All right, so we've just been to the mind-bending vastness of space. Now, let's bring this journey all the way back, into the most intimate structure we know, our own bodies. Because this same universal standard, this divine proportion, it isn't just out there in nature or in the cosmos. It's the very blueprint for the human form. We are, in a way, a reflection of that same exact order. Seriously, think about the proportions of your own body. The ratio of your total height compared to the height from your navel to the floor, it often hovers right around 1.618. The same thing is true for the proportions of our faces. The relationship between the width of your mouth and your nose, or the height of your face to its width, it's a signature written right into us. So we have all this knowledge now. We've seen the pattern. But what does it all mean?
This is where we shift from just observing the what to really asking about the why. This is the point where knowledge has the chance to become wisdom. And this is the question at the absolute heart of it all. Is this just some big mathematical accident, a fluke of physics that this one single ratio appears everywhere, structuring everything from a pinecone to a human face to a galaxy? Or is it pointing to something more? This is where we can look at all this evidence through two different lenses. The first lens is philosophy. It sees the pattern and it asks, how does this work? Which is a brilliant observation of nature. But there's another lens, sometimes called wisdom or hikmet. It sees the exact same pattern but asks different questions. Why? And more importantly, by whom? Through this lens, you're not just seeing the art, you're looking for the artist. One scholar put it perfectly. He said that if science serves faith, it becomes wisdom. But if it's seen as something totally separate from faith, it just stays philosophy. The facts don't change, the key difference is the conclusion you draw from them. Is it just a pattern, or is it a message? This brings us to our final section. If this pattern isn't just a big coincidence, then what is it? Well, the argument is that it's an undeniable signature. It's a seal of authenticity stamped right onto creation. The thinker Sid Nursi pointed out that we often hear explanations like causes created it, or it just formed by itself, or even nature required it. But he argued that these explanations totally miss the point. They try to give creative power to blind, unconscious forces or to some vague idea of nature. But from this other perspective, the evidence points somewhere else entirely. The sheer, overwhelming order that seems to argue against randomness, and the fact that it's the same universal signature everywhere, from a flower to a galaxy, that argues against there being multiple creators. It all seems to point to a single source, a single will, a single artist. It's seen as the seal of the one. So, in the end, this whole journey, from a simple number to the grandest designs in the cosmos, leads to this really powerful conclusion. From this viewpoint, every single structure, from the tiniest particle to the vastness of the spheres, is a sign, a divine signature that points to the existence and the unity of a single creator. The question it leaves us with is, when you see this pattern, are you just looking at mass, or are you looking at a message?